And there we go. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. We are here for the zoning citation hearings for July 23rd, 2025. We have a relatively short agenda, 5 items, and hopefully we can get through these and make quick work.
Good afternoon, I'm Attorney Gary Oberst, I'm the hearings officer today. You've been cited for violating Norwalk zoning regulations. To my right is John Hayducky, the deputy zoning inspector, and hiding off camera is Tammy Maldonado, she's a zoning enforcement officer, and that's all we have from the city here. When I call your matter, take a seat at the table. If you are interested in the matter, you can also take a seat at the table. And anybody can also join through phone or Zoom or whatever technology is working today. Procedure is the city presents its findings. You have an opportunity to be heard. Any interested parties can be heard. And then we'll try to reach a solution to satisfy everyone or someone or no one. If you can't reach it, I'll make a decision which you may or might not like. Anybody have any questions, bring them to my attention when I call you matter. Attorneys here?
Present, no, and it looks like there's nobody in attendance electronically at the moment. So,
Okay, so whatever order you want to go.
well, I think we have 14 Fort Point Street.
What's the shortest matter?
That could be any of them. His will be pretty short.
Okay,
Well, and he's here, so I think we should,
okay, well,
come on up. And here's your packet and share screen.
let's put the lid on this, stop saying
Here is there. And what happened there? Why is that shrinking like that? That's odd. There we go.
Okay, so this got restarted.
Correct, yeah. This is one that we heard last year pretty much, and it got kickstarted again after we closed the previous matter
Okay,
on it. So for everybody at home, the last time we were here was on June 18th, 2025. And at that time, the hearing officer continued the matter to today, July 23rd, and placed a $5,400 contingent fine for progress or resolution. And so I sent that decision form to the property owner on June 20th. And and in that email as well, I asked for an inspection because because that's what we need to do to see that the basement apartment was vacated. So on July 9th, I did an inspection with the fire marshal's office and saw that the basement apartment has been completely removed.
oh, great.
And I have a photo of that here. And as you can tell, there's no fixtures, no beds, there's no doors, and so this, would be considered a apartment that's been removed.
That's all we had to do?
That's all we have.
I'm sorry,
Oh, this.
I have to swear you in. You state your name for the record, please.
Islam.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, you got that? Okay. So Mr. Hidaki says you've complied. Is there anyone else who wants to speak on this matter?
Oh, let me see, let's stop share real quick. Does not seem there's anybody in the attendee section, so I think we're good to go. So staff's looking for the matter to be closed. And
Okay. One time, violation cured. You don't want any fine at this point?
no,
Yep.
no, so we still have the last matter outstanding, so.
Contingent fine removed. And matter closed?
Yep. Just make sure you don't put another apartment back down there. You don't wanna go through this again.
Basically, my mistake, I came December 6th.
Mhm,
All of mail goes to my house,
mhm.
and this mail, all of goes to my.
Yeah, we had the mailing issue there, so we got through it, but just make sure
Yeah.
you don't put that apartment back in
No,
there.
no,
So
no,
that's-
no, I don't,
Don't do that.
I checked it fast.
Okay,
Checked
good.
it fast.
So you're all set,
I think
and
so.
you'll get a copy of this in the mail.
Okay.
And I know where to mail it. I'll email you a copy as well.
About the, like file, Alex.
No, fine, no,
Thank
you're
you
no
so-
fine, you're not on this one, you're good.
Thank you so much.
All right, you got it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, who do you want to do next?
I think we
Anybody gonna
have,
leave early, anybody special needs here?
no, I think
Anybody?
everybody is here for the same matter. And I believe they are interested parties in number 19 Adams Lane.
Okay, 19 Adams.
I can
Lane.
get that out here.
Anybody who's gonna be here for 19 Adams Lane, have a seat at the table.
Sports?
Okay, anyone who's gonna testify, raise your right hand.
I don't intend to testify, but,
If you're gonna speak at all,
okay,
you're under oath.
Okay.
okay,
Might as well.
Okay. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
All right, so we have another sheriff's, let's get rid of that one.
Let's see if you get everybody introduced, John.
Sure. Oh, I'm not, I was just gonna let them introduce themselves.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead.
James Dean, 15 Adams Lane.
Lori Monroe Dean, 15 Adams Lane.
Julian Davis, 25 Adams Lane.
Kelly Boozer, 25 Adams Lane.
Okay, so you're the defendants here, right?
No, they're here.
Neighbors.
They're just neighbors.
It's all
Just
neighbors?
interested parties.
They're interested parties, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the 19 people?
They're not here.
Well, I didn't expect him to be. Part of the problem.
All right, let me read about this a little. We'll come back to me when I read it.
Okay,
You didn't think he'd be here, did you, John?
now, he gave me a hint that he wasn't gonna be here. At the end.
Okay, it's all coming back.
There you go. Yay.
And how do we get to read the exchange of emails that have gone on relevant to this?
we can make a copy
Okay,
anytime. So if you wanna stop by tomorrow, I'll be more than happy, I'll have everything copied for you.
Great.
great.
Not fine, it says, owner has until June 20th. Responding unsafe building.
For the building department, correct?
Okay, that doesn't affect us.
No. And I can pull that up as well, just so we have it.
Will the building department record be part of what you're able to copy for us?
Unfortunately, no.
So we have to go
Yes,
make
yeah.
a request. of
And they're
that.
right over there, so you can do it same time.
Okay, I'm ready to hear what you're gonna tell me.
I may adjust that last part there,
Okay.
so, just, but we'll do the presentation first and, a couple developments over the past couple days, so this, what's on here may be a little different. So the last time we were here was on, June 18th, again, just like the previous matter. Continued to today, and July 23rd, and must have, tangible progress. An updated insurance claim / permitting process. So we don't have any pictures because the property is condemned, so we can't get inside. They only allowed a very brief window. When I say they, that's the building department, fire marshal allowed a very small window for people to go get their, belongings out there after the fire. There's some indication that there may be habitation of the building, and that has been forwarded on to the health department and the fire marshal's office and the building department. It's just, it's not in our jurisdiction, whether people can safely reside, premises, just a matter of use. So that being said, so we don't have any photos of what the property currently looks like on the inside. That being said, the property owner, was taking steps to, have an insurance claim to get money to repair.
Can I back up a second?
You can do that.
Since he's not here, I need evidence notice.
Well, the notice should be the notice itself should be in there. And that's why I have out my email here. And he says, sorry for the late reply. Since I mentioned that he doesn't have to come, which it's always your option whether you want to come or not. He said he will not be attending today. And the email, I don't think I printed it out there, did I? I did not, because he just gave me that email today. Yeah, I can zoom in, I can zoom. Oh, no, hang on, sorry, my apologies, everybody, quick finger. Here, and it is right, sorry, mentioned I don't have to come in, which nobody has to. I have a conflict for work.
You have an opportunity.
Yeah, he has, yep.
That's
So,
fine.
everybody, again, just for everybody at home, everybody has the option to come in where they want to or not. But, I don't hold anybody's feet to the fire to show up.
Well, if I knew he wasn't coming, I wouldn't have come.
Well, maybe it's a good thing you are here, though.
Okay.
And I just got that email, quite literally. I say, an hour and a half ago,
Uh-huh.
so I would not have seen it. And I couldn't get it out to anybody posting, any legal posting in time that he would not be here. So I did receive an email, which is in your packet. The owner's claim that he has a, insurance claim was approved for money.
Could he show you any evidence or just said it?
And he just said that. He just said that. And he's actively looking for contractors for the required remediation and renovations. Then lastly, that's on the screen there is, the hearing notice I sent on the eighteenth, which is within legal statute, and I also sent it via email, and as you can tell, he did respond to that. So, that being said, I also want to pull up real quick to see, because this will show. So this is our in-house permitting software. And there is no. They have a complaint here, so we have unsafe structure, this top one here. Is from the building department. And that was issued on May 20th.
Mhm.
So they have 30 days to respond. And as you can tell, as you can see, there's been no corrective action, no resolution. Now granted, that's with the building department, but they have no progress on their end either, and you need to obtain if you need to obtain a demolition permit, you have to do that. Or if you don't have to, obtain a demolition permit, you have to document your intent with the chief building official of how you're gonna remedy the unsafe situation. And that has not happened yet. It could be something as simple as just getting a permit, but,
So as far as you know, nothing has been done?
the only
That
thing
he said to
he
you,
is saying these things have been done. So that I have no copies of any, I do not have copies of anything. I do not have, I have no physical documentation. I have not been into the house to see if there's anything that's been done.
we can't.
Right, I can't, so that's the issue. So that being said, we could obviously still needs to get permits to rectify the situation, not only to do fire repair, but also to get on official documentation to remove the unit that was in the property that was damaged in the fire. That still has to be done. And it's basically, do we issue a fine now and start the process over? Yeah,
I know that.
that's basically that's where we're at.
And let me hear what anybody else wants to say.
So this house is right between 15 Adams Lane, our house, and 25 Adams Lane. And from the day that we bought this house, it's been a problem. We live in what I understand to be owner occupied zone. There never has been an owner residing in the premises.
Can I interrupt? Is that correct? It's owner occupied.
If there is an accessory or in-law apartment, it does need to be owner occupied. However, you may own a single family house and you can rent that.
Well,
To multiple family
That is
units,
just one. So you're supposed, if you have a single family house, you can rent it to
one unit.
one.
There
unit.
have been
Okay.
3 family units living on the
okay,
property.
so this thing is all chopped up. And the people that have living there are section 8, which he doesn't have a permit for. To the extent that I've been able to research it. So that's, number 2. The health department, his septic system broke down a year ago, this summer. The health department has been unable to get in, track down, or have him served. Okay, so it's hard to understand how they couldn't get him served. They couldn't find him. He shows up to take the rent, but let's say they couldn't find him. Okay, a year, he's put them off. So this guy is effectively a real slumlord. He's had problems with the poor people that he put in there and their children, 6 kids. And currently, despite the fire marshal regulation, the mother is presumably his mother is what he says, is in one of the units. And her father or
I think it was an unrelated party.
an unrelated party with dementia gets picked up and dropped off every day by Norwalk Senior Services. On the back of the porch, they have a hut. Kelly, what did we call that hut?
A yurt.
A yurt.
The Joe Brumm.
And in there, one of the tenants goes out and smokes weed every day. That's his business. He wants to smoke weed, but it quaffs onto mine because it's in a westerly direction from the wind, blows right into my property. And, you know, it's just not something you want to smell every day. I mean, it's like being in Grand Central Station. The stink is there. So the violations are the fact that there's a non-owner occupant, excess number of people, children, in light of the use of weed. The septic system is old. It's a 50-plus-year-old septic system. It is not fixable. So what did they do? They pumped it out and told the health department that there was a toilet running. And that caused it. Well, the health department bought into that, all right? Right. So a month later, it overflows again. Well, so they spent the winter, so he's 2 years now, in a year and a half, he's had 5 propane dealers. So they get propane dealers in, put the propane in, use up the stuff, don't pay, apparently, that's apparently, but what else could it be? And they get another one until they finally wind up with John Santa Few. John, I happen to know. And John says, interesting, and they put him on a cash only basis. So now they're delivering propane every 2 weeks because they couldn't afford to fill up the 4 propane tanks. So this is what we're living with, you know, in this nice little street in Silvermine. We're right on the golf course. And
I think the
and
most,
there's never been any, we really haven't gotten anywhere accomplishing anything in what is now a year and a half. What's that? Yeah.
I'd just like to point out, the frustration here is the lack of coordination and oversight by the various city agencies between building, planning and zoning, the health department. If it looked in aggregate, it's pretty obvious to someone with common sense that there's a situation that was created in violation of the zoning laws, that the buildings were not being maintained and were unsafe. The health department has recognized and cited them for a health issue. And yet, with 3 city agencies, nobody has been able to move this off the dime for over 2 years.
Well, I do understand we did find them already. Right?
This one we did not.
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong one.
They're in the wrong one.
I'm
They're
sorry.
gonna, the previous matter.
Oh, okay.
Previous matter.
Okay.
We did not.
Let me stay on board here. Oh, this came to me as a new matter list.
So we originally did have this file
Yeah,
it was this November 2022. In 2023, the owner, we sent an original notice and was a correspondence, and I have plenty of it here, and I can share with anybody, that he was getting plans drawn up to legalize the accessory apartment.
right.
The problem lied in that, okay, he can do that, but he's gonna need to sign an affidavit saying that he lives there. Good as well knowing he doesn't. And so in the interim of that, of him getting these plans, and submitting an application, because it was, full disclosure, it was it's something you can get legalized. You can legalize an in-law unit in this zone. I mean, it just kind of backburnered. And plus also he had an outstanding issue as well with the health department. I will say I have been in contact with Sean, the sanitation officer. And his problem was the same as he said in the past and other agencies have had, is, there is a high standard for notice for making somebody aware of their issues. And Sean had went to so far as to the Postmaster General in Greenwich, because he found an address in Greenwich for Mr. Coe. And apparently the postmaster verified that he does receive mail there. And on all of our notices and citations, we also send to that address. Sean he is expressed frustration because he needs authorization to get into the building onto the property. And the neighbors have been very generous, allowing Sean and myself and to get what we can. The unfortunate matter was, it wasn't until the fire happened that we were able to get confirmation that there was a physical, not just an apartment, but a rooming house in there for Section 8. And in here, I have the fire marshal's report in here. And because he's a verified source, we were able to move with that. So we kickstarted the previous violation, and here we are today. Well, not today, last month, and then today.
Last month, we just continued,
Right, for our usual progress, see what happens.
right? Okay, are you finished for the
I
moment,
am, thank you.
sir?
No, I've got nothing to add.
Yeah,
I was here to learn what was happening.
look at the other side, yeah. My two
And just-
complaints that I put in were, I don't think related to this, because it's multiple cars in the yard. Parked on the yard, not on roads, and then a yard that needs to
That
be
would come
mowed.
here, wouldn't
Oh, is
And
that here?
if they gave it to me, yes. And not,
I
not
just-
you guys.
No,
but
I did
yeah.
it with the front window up there.
Yeah, if
I'm
they
not
sent it
sure.
over,
Yeah.
yes, but if,
But it seems like that's minor compared to what's going on, so.
it?
We've filed blight reports. They've got a pile of 3-4 foot pile of junk in the middle, in the front of their yard. I passed today, the lawn has been cut, but the garbage is still there.
Okay,
That is true.
which also I don't have authority over.
so initial suggestion was I always break down what continuances would mean what. I think it's fair that if we are to let this go one more I think it's very fair to go one more hearing. Because this allows for the fine to accumulate. Right now, the fine's pretty low, to be honest. I don't think, it's not robust enough that would end up on one of
At what
these.
point does your agency decide that it's time for them to act within the scope of their authority? This has been going on for over 2 years, going on to 3 years.
See, the problem is, this is a new matter to me. The last time here,
Mhm.
the fine starts when it comes,
When you become aware of it,
so if I don't let it go for a while, the fine isn't meaningful and you have to start over. So I give them time to make progress. If they actually make progress, great. The fine is usually contingent. Like the first one you heard, he had a contingent fine, he fixed everything, fine. But give him a few $1,000s is not gonna. I let the fine build up where it'd be cheaper to fix it than to pay the city and still have to fix it.
Mm.
So it takes time.
The
well,
problem there is is a two-sided coin. It's unfair to the current owners of the adjacent property and has been unfair.
It's the only authority I have is to fine them, and there's a limit of how much I can fine.
Ah,
If they would raise my limits, I would fine them more.
and what is the fine
It's
per day?
$150 a day, which is about 5,000 a month.
And that's set by state
so
statute.
you could
So,
determine to set that running as of today.
Oh, it's running.
It's running right now.
Yeah, I'm just letting it build up.
I understand. Okay.
Under what circumstance would it be that he wouldn't have to pay the fine?
If he fixed it by next time, I probably would not fine him. Likelihood is not that he will, but I usually I also make it a contingent fine, because if I make it a fixed fine, we have to start over. So I let the contingent fine build up. What did I say last time? I probably didn't give him a fine.
Wasn't the number on the screen before?
The first time, because I give everybody the first time they're in front of me. Why
none,
you're here, they don't
Did he
understand.
appear before you? Has he ever?
no.
No, but you've got notice.
I understand.
The
Okay.
rule is you would have to have notice and an opportunity to be heard. You had your opportunity. Don't want to be heard, fine,
Mhm.
but you had your opportunity. If you didn't get the opportunity, I couldn't do anything.
Understood.
Where are we?
Understand that.
So Right now-
I've answered all your questions. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You're not happy with the answers, but understand
I
neither am I.
understand the
This is
dynamic.
all I've got to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could, put somebody in jail or whatever.
Well, I'm not looking for retribution. I'm looking for
I
effective and
understand.
efficient
Right, all
government.
we have is money, and it's not a lot.
But effectively, you allow the fine to build up, that then gets to a significant size, which encourages him to take action.
Well,
That's the course.
Or you
right?
just put the fine on the property, but it doesn't you can't collect it unless we either foreclose on the property or whenever it gets sold. So it could sit there for a long time,
Yes,
and he still doesn't do anything. But the more you build a big fine that's sitting on that property, the
It's
more likely
encouragement.
we're to get,
Mhm.
to get a resolution.
Now, what about the people living that we see currently living there? Now, who has jurisdiction over that?
pretty much best way to put it, pretty much everybody but us. It is the health department,
And the building?
fire marshal, building department. The fire marshal office, because this is not multifamily, so the fire marshal gets involved when there's an incident. They do an investigation for a cause,
Mhm.
and they document what was there.
Mhm.
If it is a single family with in-law or a two-family residence,
Mhm.
their enforcement ends when the building department issues an unsafe structure letter. So there's not much the fire marshal at this point could do, if anything. He might just say, I'm not doing anything.
Mhm.
See the building department or the health department. So the building department and the health department, because there are section 8 involved here, they would have to get all that licensing and approval to have them there.
Mhm.
But this all circles back to, he has to come in and get permits. His permits, his plans, an ideal world here, he gives us his application with architectural plans showing what was there, which would show a rooming house, illegal apartment, the whole 9 yards. And that space where the illegal occupancy was reverted to, he can call it whatever he wants, but it has to be integral with the primary
Mhm.
unit. And it cannot be separate, no kitchen, no locking mechanism on doors, except exterior doors. No, it has to be, there's no limit on how many bedrooms one can have.
Mhm.
I'll be honest, I just issued a permit that had 7 bedrooms for a single family house. We don't have a regulation on how many how many bedrooms of premises we have. So the idea is he gets his permit to renovate and repair. It's going to go back to a single family. It's gotta go to the building department, health department, because it is on septic. And those departments control bedrooms.
What about the 2 years during which he was in violation? Is there no penalty for that?
In front of me, I can't.
Right.
But December 22nd, it was brought to the city. I can't speak to why it wasn't brought to you, but that's a question. Why did it spend 2
Sure.
years in the building, in whatever office was managing it administratively with no
Well,
action?
now that you know, he was running a rooming house under section 8, getting the government to pay.
Right.
That's us here paying
Yeah, I know.
that stuff, right? What's the fine for that?
Not my jurisdiction. Explaining to you.
Well, what department would,
That's a great, it would be either the health department or the building department. I'm not sure exactly who, but
This lady asked an interesting question. Why did it sit so long?
For 2 years.
being honest, because
I'm on their side now.
I figured that, because
It's fixed, still.
he did recognize our first notice that was sent back in early 2023. And he did respond by saying he's working with an architect to get plans, and he was submitting an application. And so put that in and actually I have that email, I can look Hopefully I can get it
That,
really
that
quickly.
really,
Believe you.
yeah.
And so, yeah, so it was
But
in,
why would you just take that? I worked in regulatory compliance. I know time deadlines. And I know how state and federal governments work, because that's what I did for 30 years.
Mhm.
That this just falls off the table in this city is very disturbing to me.
when, I'm being very forthright, is that we do have a significant amount of files. And this, at the time, and even currently, could be legalized as an in-law apartment. It even,
With an open time frame.
yeah, we did not, we very rarely, unless it comes here, we set a deadline. If you look at our notices, they have 15 days to respond. That's the only state
So how
sanctioned
does an
deadline.
interested party move it from your desk to your awareness? I'm just curious as to the process.
The complaint comes in, whether
Yeah.
it's from you or anyone, they can start.
Yeah.
Got started, like, last month or whenever.
Well, it got started when Sean in the health department, he forwarded his file to me saying that I believe there's an issue here. It looks like there's a lot of occupants. I cannot confirm. And I said, well, this is interesting. We have an existing file saying that there's an inappropriate unit there. And he admitted it in his correspondence with me. I said, well, because of the time lapse, I said, let me send a new notice. And I sent a new notice with current regulations. The regulations changed a couple times, to be honest, since then. Sent a new notice. And then he responded to that notice, very angrily, and said some things probably shouldn't be on record. And
Can't
then
wait to read them.
and then, yeah, and then and at that point, in between that correspondence, unfortunately, that's when the fire happened. And then at that point, as we do with any of these, whether we have a file or not, if we see that there was a fire or an incident, we send the citation at that point, because even if we don't have a file on it, the citation is it's collateral to make sure that something is done.
So where do you go from here?
All I can do is keep finding them. All I got authority to do, and it's not big.
What would your advice be in terms of moving this? Should
We're gonna continue it.
you'll continue,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
mean, outside of this committee, who do you perceive to be the right person to lead a resolution?
That's a question for John. I just have this authority here.
So I think at this point, what you should do, because this, again, what Attorney Oberst is correct, we're gonna keep moving it here. At some juncture, either he's gonna submit his permit, start his work, and get to the end of the rainbow to a single family residence. Or he's not gonna do any of that, or it's gonna be insufficient progress. And then there's the possibility at Attorney Oberst's discretion, he could assess a fine. That could be in the tens of thousands of, or
I'm not gonna
more.
bother for less than 10,000, it won't do anything, so I gotta let it build up.
And understood, so, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So you necessarily let the process start, which is in progress. It runs until the fine builds up. And then you can make a decision. What is the time that, I think what we're looking to understand is, what does that time look like? So I understand, by the way, it's got to build up to a certain amount of money before it's meaningful. But before you can convert it to a fine, I thought you were assessing a fine.
I
Very
do,
good.
Could you
I do
explain
a
how that?
contingent fine.
I see.
That way, if I make a fine, then I have to restart the whole thing. If I make a contingent fine, now he's looking at money that he doesn't have to pay if he makes progress.
I see. And how long does that continue? Because it could build up to it.
Well, it's contingent to each next time.
Right, so I think this is the logic that I'm struggling to follow. I get that it's contingent and it could become a large number contingent. At that point, he still may not do anything because it just runs on and on and on and becomes an enormous amount of money.
Well, then it's no longer contingent, I make it,
Then you can convert that money to an actual fine.
Yeah.
And the process restarts then, you said, just so I understand, what does restart mean at that point?
as far as there's no fine now, he's cured the fine problem. Now he comes back and says, oh, you still haven't done anything. All right, I'll start fining you all over it. That's all we can do.
So basically, the state statute reads, once an assessed fine is levied, the hearing process, this arena is done.
Mhm.
So now we have to go and reissue a citation to get the matter placed back in front of Attorney Overs to let the fine start accumulating again. That's why,
And I know
yeah.
I'm being really dumb
I
here.
know.
This is what's confusing me. So let's just make some numbers up. It goes from 150 a day to $20,000 contingent. Okay, reasonable amount of money, maybe it's 50 grand, maybe it's 100
Mm.
grand. At some point, it'll be enough.
Mhm.
When you restart it, does it go back from 100 to 0 or,
Does he have to pay it?
well, at which point, what happens to the 100?
So
If
So
it-
the 100,000, sorry.
You see what I mean?
But,
Because it seems
yeah,
to me at this
The 100,000
point.
is an assessed fine that then our law department
Right.
files with Superior Court and becomes a judgment lien. Those judgment
that's-
lien can then go on, just recent statute allows and affords this action now, that these zoning fines can then be put on a tax sale. That is our,
I
it's our
see.
first opportunity, we're the first municipality in
So the
Connecticut.
number doesn't disappear.
No, no, no,
It
no.
just converts to a new
It's a
process.
judgment.
Oh, that's
right.
that was the bit as I was watching. I just wanted to understand,
Yeah.
because otherwise, in my
Right.
head, it appeared to be pointless.
Just
No.
wait
It was
it out.
like, because
Yeah,
I would
right.
just sit there forever and go, thanks, restart the process when you're ready.
Yeah.
Until-
Actually goes
Now
against
see.
his property.
extra
I
teeth
understand.
with
So
the
his
tax
property's
sale.
worth that much less.
Yeah, I
Thank
understand.
you.
Right.
And if it's contingent, what you're doing is you're building up the risk that it becomes an actual lien to the description you just provided.
Right.
That's what, if I was being subject to that contingent fine, would be concerned about. Is that the number then transfers to an actual debt?
Right, I can do that at any time.
I understand.
I do the contingent fines, which I don't have to, it's still building up,
Yes,
but I wanna let them know.
yeah, I understand.
This is how much it's.
But there's not much point in making a contingent fine to a lien for $150 because nobody
Right.
cares, right? I mean, it's just
Right.
whatever. I understand. Now I understand the dynamic. Thank
Right,
you.
we just recently, it was October 2024, where the state granted any municipality that does this process to file any outstanding fines, any amount, even $150, as a lien on the property, which then can be presented in a public auction.
I saw that, yeah.
So, so that, going the worst case here, Attorney Oberst at some point issues a $30,000 fine or $20,000 fine. Then that becomes assessed, it goes to our law department, as Tammy said. It gets, brought down to Stanford Superior Court. That gets upheld as a judgment. That gets brought back to our law department. Our law department puts the lien on the land records. And at any time, it can be subjected to, before, it can be subjected to a sale. Prior to October of 2024, there was only two options. It was just a lien on the property that sat there, which by the way, had zero interest. And the only way we got it was when there was a sale,
Mhm.
or if somebody in a higher pay grade than me said, oh, we're gonna take all the substantial fines and we're gonna go to Stanford Superior Court and get an injunction for foreclosure.
How about
That
the
never
fire department's now, statement where the condemnation that there are people living in the house?
That is, again, I think the fire marshal, I believe, is, to be completely honest, we can verify this, but I'm pretty sure he's out of the equation. It's with the building department now. And they would be very interested. I did forward, when you were here, I did contact the building department and the health department to say that there's possible occupancy there and probably should be looked at. And our constable, who actually serves our notices, I asked him to kindly take a look if he can, because he has a little more authority to be on a property than I do. And I haven't heard back from him about his findings. I can find that out to see if he saw anything. And then I can forward that also to the building. But unfortunately for us, if there's somebody living in a dilapidated house, we don't have any jurisdiction there. So it's the
Well,
building.
the thing is, Norwalk Senior Center is sending a little bus to pick somebody up every day and bring them home
That could
every
be-
afternoon.
So
So there's no question about it.
yeah, there's somebody
So,
at the senior center may know what the issue is, and that's something to definitely include with anything inquiry to the building or health department about it. So that they can make the proper contact.
Thank you. As a point of process,
Mhm.
If a complaint comes in under your jurisdiction, is there anywhere in the way the city works that would link the fact that the building department has found an issue at 19, the health department has found an issue at 19, planning and zoning, to coordinate better
There
within the
is,
city?
now there is, there wasn't, I've been here for a very long time, and, just recently, CityWorks, we're all connected
So
now,
now you have a new piece of software
We're all
that ties these.
connected, correct.
Which is
Yep.
what you were looking at.
That's actually just, that's an internal thing, I normally don't put that on the screen, so you know, little inside look there of what we normally do. No, it's it's an online program, I can show it to you, it's this guy right here.
Okay.
Well, I have a question that's very
One
obvious.
second.
Yeah,
Kelly has a question.
Oh, it's very obvious.
Sure.
He gets to the end of the rainbow, the property is where it needs to be, not just you, there's multiple departments that have to physically go in.
correct,
Just want to make sure I was really clear about
yeah,
that.
it's gonna be,
Back on.
there's gonna be zoning,
Yeah.
building and health department have to do final walkthrough inspections to
Physically.
make sure that what you put on the plan, he actually did.
Great.
Are there any participants?
That's what I was gonna check really quick here. I have one attendee, a Jeff. Jeff, if this, we're talking about 19 Adams Lane, if this is something you want to comment on, feel free to raise your hand.
His mic is muted.
Right. Let's see. And Jeff going once, going twice for 19 Adams Lane.
I think
So-
he's still muted.
Yeah, I've asked him. So some folks just watch. Some folks just
Oh.
wanna watch and they don't actually have
That's our
any.
fan club.
I'll be on it. We'll get bumper
Okay,
There you
stickers.
go.
This was interesting.
Mm.
Yes.
Alright, so I gotta make a decision.
Yes, you do.
You can leave or you can stick around for it. Where's my decision for?
Within the back.
In the back where it always is. And so it's uncontested. So,
Let me change my recommendation.
why don't you make a recommendation now?
I think the recommendation would be, even though our August hearing is a little stacked, I think this one's very appropriate to keep the, feet to the fire on, so. I know we do have to change the date, but I think to the August hearing, that allows for the, fine to accumulate nicely, I believe.
Let me just check. We were on for the 13th.
Correct.
So you wanna move it to the
By
20th?
the 20th I can do, the 27th I cannot, that's my yearly vacation.
You've got 4 or 5 vacations a year. I never see you here. All right, the 20th,
Thanks, Counselor, thank you.
zoning on the 20th. Now, what will the fine be at that? point?
I am looking at that right now, so citation day is May 27th. So that would be plus 5 days per state statute, so that would bring us to 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be June 1 to August 20th. That would bring it to 80 days times 150. They don't pay me to do math, 12,000, so that would be, that,
And I'm saying there's no progress just because he sent you an email. But I don't see anything that tells me he's just progress. So we'll put the contingent fine. How much can I do?
well, you can do up until that meeting, so that would be, that's it, it's 12,000,
Total?
yep, that is it.
Contingent fine of $12,000. Continued to 8/23, is that what we said?
Yeah, 8, when we get here, it's gonna be 20 or 23, hang on.
Wednesday the
20, Wednesday the 20th, yep.
2025. Need notice. See, if we were here, I could give moral notice, but he's not here.
So yeah, we'll have to send our constable out there again and, physically serve him.
Now, if we see signs of activity there, just so we don't dump reports on the wrong department, to whom does it go?
Building department and because
Mr.
of
Ireland?
the septic, Mr. Ireland, and you can go to Sean.
Okay,
Or you can also, the assistant health director, Bill Mooney, is also aware of this as well. I had a conversation with him a couple weeks ago about it. So he's aware.
Okay, well, thanks very much.
All right, no problem. Thanks
appreciate
for
your
coming in.
time and
Absolutely.
the information and advice.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
sir.
you very
You
much.
got it. Take care.
Your side, I want these things fixed. Too.
Well, of course.
It was,
He's taking a job with you guys.
I'm gonna go ahead, yeah, you got some things you need to file. Okay. Hey, Pat?
Okay,
Man, that wasn't,
they're just trying to
yeah,
figure out what the hell, how to get their problem solved.
yeah, I mean,
But they're very nice about it. They're doing their best, you're not like, doesn't
well, yeah, I mean, say the problem at the time, look, we just have a lot of files sometimes, and it's just. If there's things that could be quote unquote legalized.
Right, it's simple enough.
It's a little, you know, I don't wanna say backburnered, but that's just the reality of it.
It's. Hire more inspectors and.
That would happen, yeah, exactly. I think we got a couple of more, it's not a huge agenda here, obviously, but I think we can,
Knock them off.
I think we knock them off pretty quickly here. So might as well just go, the next one in line, I believe is, we'll do 13 Adams Lane.
Just give me 1 second.
Sure.
And see if there's anything.
You know, what, let's do that while we have a moment, just so that we can see. Let's see,
I was in my car is parked.
oh, that's important.
Oh, she left it here,
Oh, good,
out the front door.
well,
We can make that happen.
yeah,
Okay, so our elevator doesn't work.
oh, no,
It's gonna be 6 weeks. You know how many people were handicapped?
oh, that's tough. Yeah, let
I
me,
don't have that, I don't have handy, but the doctors all have handy.
that's fair, no, that's fair. But are all of our items on the 13th going to the 20th?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good, I can, I can probably get a couple, we got. Maybe at the end of this here, when we sign off, we'll maybe. See about dividing this up a little bit somehow.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be, because I've sent some notices, going to be sending some notices, and they all don't always, end up responding, so. Alright, so yeah, let's do, 13 Adams. 13. Let's, let's get this up here. I know, let me ask, hi Jeff, just wanted to make sure if you were here for a particular item, seeing as you're here waiting very patiently, if you are, we'll get that item for you out of the way. Oh, there we go.
Hi, I'm not. I'm just listening to a few of these, that's all.
Cool, all right, just wanted to make sure I didn't want you waiting around, unnecessarily.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. 13 Adams Lane.
Okay.
There we go. No, Adamson. We have Adams and Adamson.
Right,
How's
this
that?
is 13 is Adams.
Adamson, correct.
That's this one.
Yep. That's
All
that.
right, give me a second.
Sure, I gotta get the presentation up anyway.
Oh, and assess the funds. Oh, they should have stayed around and listened to that. Zoning approval issued. Okay, I'm ready whenever you.
Okay, this is another one, very similar to 19 Adams and the fact that,
Names are big, similar.
yeah, besides that, besides the actual names being similar streetwise here. That haven't gotten into the building because it is active construction in there and it wasn't from a fire, but it had to be remedied. The building department, well, it's actually kind of interesting. The building department needed action to be done, but
Notice?
in there, and I think I printed out this email. Trying to lose track of some of these conversations, that we're having. Let's see, I sent the notice there. And I also, as belts and suspenders,
Mhm.
sent an email to the property owner and the property owner's son, who's
Right,
he's been doing this, of the previous decision form with the continued date on it, so belts and suspenders here. And have a reply here from Robert. That he received, first he received the copy of the decision form. And then he wanted to arrange an inspection. And then I sent him also an email with the current hearing notice. And the hearing for violation file Wednesday, July 23rd. He received that and he also wanted to arrange an inspection, which is actually very good.
Yeah.
So, but I do have to be very honest with a little bit of this here. So last hearing was on June 18th. A $10,000 contingent fine was placed for progress.
Right,
And I also sent a copy of that to the to Robert's parents, who are the actual owners. They live in Florida. And basically a lot of email correspondence back and forth. And the only negative, I think is pretty a negative thing, it is needs a building permit. He does not have a building permit at the moment, nor has he applied for one. And that is a requirement of what needs to be done.
well, what's this inspection tomorrow?
Well, I offered that if the unit is removed and integral, and he doesn't have, but he just doesn't have the building permits, then I would have said, okay, technically the violation's gone, it's not there, the unit's removed, the space in the attic's integral, still need permits, and we would continue it to whenever. Problem was, he didn't get back to me with a date until, well, the date is after today's hearings. So that is the rub, is that an inspection, while useful to see if the implements of the apartment itself are still there. If it's not, that's good, but again, he still needs
He's letting
permits.
you inspect tomorrow?
We are still scheduled for, I think he said 12:30, and that is, we're still on.
Okay, so it could be no danger.
It could be, if the violation is cured, if it is gone, if it is not there, it's not really a danger, just a matter of getting the building department in there to make sure that the things were done right.
What if nothing has changed? What, was there a danger?
Well, the danger was that there's only one way out of
Okay,
it, but it wasn't the one way out, the fire marshal said that it is a viable way out. It was an exterior staircase at the rear, an exclusive exterior staircase. The problem lies in the other exit. Actually, you had to go through the second unit.
okay,
That's the problem. It's not that it's not like somebody's that have no way,
okay, so we
but
can,
it's,
so we can continue this without.
right, I think this
risk to
one,
life and limb.
right, I would wanna see what the inspection holds
Right,
tomorrow.
right.
If it's gone, then I think we still can kind of hold his feet to the fire a little bit. We gotta get the paperwork that this
We'll
is
get,
down
yeah,
to.
but that's just paperwork.
There is and for folks at home, there's a slight difference between this one and, 14 Fort Point Street. 14 Fort Point Street, the removal of the basement unit, we can be a little, very little flexible with that because it is a three-family residence. The fire marshal goes in every year. If that unit comes back, we'll know about it and they'll send it. This, on the other hand, it's an illegal 3 and a 2. Once the third unit is removed and the certificate of occupancy has been issued, the fire marshal will no longer go back. So we need to have thorough documentation on this one, that it is a two-family residence.
Well, it's fine, it's built up quite a bit, hasn't it?
It is, and I think in this situation, my recommendation would be, if I go out tomorrow, that apartment is still there, then I think wherever we continue this to, which again, may be August here, we have to assess something at that point.
So far. I have a contingent fine of 10 right now.
Right.
Okay, so violation continued, let's start. Continues. As far as we know, but I'm assuming it's not cured. So you want to continue this?
I mean, we should. Yeah, my fear is that, I think it's a safe thing to continue to August 20th, just because my fear is on the off chance that the apartment is still there. We have to, I think at that point, we have to assess something. We have to,
We just continue to 8/20/25. At which time you have to make that calculation here.
I can do that. When was the citations on the front page of the memo?
November 5th, 2024.
So November 10th is what we go to. Cause we got that 5 days. So day to day calculator. So November, was it November? Yeah,
November 5th, yeah.
5th to the 10th to August 20th. That's a big number. 283 times 150. Ooh, 4245, 450.
$42,450. Or, I'm just gonna write substantial. Approved to me, only one piece of paper left.
Mhm.
Okay, you notice? All right, that's the kind of money we'll just
Yeah,
send it over.
yeah, that's fair. And the thing is, it's just,
Joe,
mean,
give
he-
me back the other ones, make sure I sign them.
oh, sure.
I'll have to go through that again.
That's 14, here's 14 point.
This goes with. let me keep this, uh,
It's a real catch 22 with these forms, because I wanna give you as much room as possible to write. I can control the size of your box that you write things in. But.
This year.
And then,
This one,
let's see, make sure that Adams Lane one is, set. Sign that one, we're good with that. With Adams Lane.
try and work from home as much as possible without this elevator.
Yeah, that's,
Then I'll get everybody, all my clients come in on Thursday, so.
one thing to worry about one day.
Right.
And then Adamson's right there. So, one of these. We'll do the very easy of the two that are left. I am going to ask for a continuance. Because of, for the folks at home, I think this is, and for yourself as well, this is a good lesson. Of how we're gonna do things going forward. So this is 16 Sycamore. So I'll put this up here. So because I'm gonna ask for a continuance, there's no. Even though I did send the notice, I haven't gotten anything, I haven't got anything back from Constable Bondi on this one yet, and I don't know why, usually. He gives them all back to me, so I don't know why he hasn't yet on this one. That being said, the reason I'm asking for a continuance is. This property is on for the tax sale, our first one. On the paper there, and. The tax sale is on September 18th.
So on this page somewhere,
Yeah, it's on the bottom. It's yeah, it is. I started highlighting them and then the Adams Lane folks came in. I got a little distracted. This one right here. Yeah.
wow,
So. Our scheduled September hearing. Is the 17th, which is the day before that. But by the 17th, I'll have a much better idea what's gonna happen with this property. Because the issue is it's a $40,000 fine. And, I'm not 100% certain that the property owner can rectify that. So, in the time that he needs to. If it's gonna go to the sale, I'll know by the 17th. And at that point, if it is gonna go on the sale, it's gonna be sold. Because the property is worth way more than $40,000. So the likelihood of it being sold is very good. If it is, then this may be slightly a moot point. Obviously a transition to new owner won't be immediate, but. It's a $40,000 fine for what is now parking in the front setback. We issued the initial $40,000 fine because the owner was we'll say, wasn't taken seriously. The first part of the violation, which was an illegal unit in the basement. However, in January. The building department did their final inspection, it is removed. But he has a major parking in the front setback violation. And this for those at home, I'll show you what that is. It's a major For parking the front setback, it's a bad one. That.
Hmm.
The entire yard is a parking lot. It still looks like this today. I have our map browser here, this is to April. Granted, it's not till today, but
This is over here.
I did, yeah. And so I'll just get the most recent. Yeah. So this is the most recent photo I have. It's from April of this year and the parking's still there.
Okay.
So I'm kind of just asking for getting the continuance, just to lack of a better term, see where this goes. So I'll definitely put it down for September. We have September 17th.
Violation continues. What did I say? We got some, any continued finding?
No, it was just continued.
Violation continues. Continued to 9/17/25 hearing. For request of staff.
You can put tax sale on there or something, or,
Tax sale.
just so, why.
Sale, right, okay. I'm not putting contingent on anything, I want to find them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been, there's $40,000 on this project for the same exact violations that are mentioned in this here.
Me notice. Sorry. That one long.
Oh, let's see, yeah, wanna just see if I can get.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if I have might do something interesting here.
One of these.
Yeah, I got it. Absolutely. I might go run and grab real quick. Because this one and the final one. Constable Bondi still, I haven't gotten the services,
Mhm.
so I wanna see, maybe I can get him on the phone real quick.
Okay,
And he can testify, swear in there that he delivered it there. So I'm gonna grab his number real quick. Let me see here, unless he dropped it off while we were sitting here. Okay, so for those, some the folks at home there, we're gonna give Constable Bondi, who serves our letters, a quick phone call to see, because I do not have a return of service for him for our final matter. Let's see if he will pick up and see if we can get some confirmation here.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, Peter. This is, John at Norwalk Planning and Zoning. We're in the, conference room here doing a hearing for a matter. We did not have the, service verification from you for it. So we're just giving you a call to see if, you'd be willing to patch in and see, to verify that you made service. So if you want, you can give us a call back here, 203-854-7298. And we can, get.
Tell them the address.
And the address, yes, thank you, Counselor. The address is for 9, Couch Street. So we'll wait, we'll give you a few minutes here to get in and we'll, go from there. Again, 203-854-7298. Thank you, my friend. Okay. All right, well, we'll give,
Probably should have called them first.
always, we have people here, so I was like, you know, let's get the folks who showed up and get them through. But I guess we could take this opportunity real quick to explain to the folks at home about our, tax sale. I was gonna do that at the end anyway. I was informed to do our, to kind of put a little advertisement out there. So basically, as you may have heard us allude to, during the testimony for 19 Adams Lane, as of October 2024, zoning enforcement officers now have the ability to, via the citation hearing process, to, at our discretion, place matters that have uncollected fines, which have been placed as liens on the land records here. We can put those properties up for a tax sale. So we have some items, we have, I think, 12, I believe. Yes, it would be 12, and the sale is on September 18th. There are still some ways which the property owners of the subject properties for the sale could get their properties up to par so they aren't subject to the sale. But it's gonna be very difficult to do that at this point. But this is a new tool that we have. And we will, you know, utilizing this in the future for hopefully collection of some larger fines and to ensure that the folks who have these violations take action. It's another tool in the toolbox, and I think it's a very good one. So if anybody has any questions about those, you can feel free to stop by our office, shoot me an email or a phone call, and I'll be happy to explain. Oh, I don't know how long you want to give Constable Bondi. I give him just, what is it? We give him a minute.
Why don't you were gonna get me a fine.
Oh, yeah, I can do it.
I'm
No,
gonna
no.
go to the men's room, so.
Oh, fair enough. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a quick pause here to see if Constable Bondi can get back to us there. If he does, we will kick right back up again. All right, folks, looks like Constable Bondi has not gotten back to us, which is a little odd, but he's a very reliable and honest individual, so I think good reason. So that being said, we are done with our hearings for today. We will reconvene on Wednesday, August 20th, including that last matter, which, by the way, was 9 Couch Street. So we have to continue that, seeing as we don't have certification of service for today's hearing. So August 20th, and until then, we have hearings next week with my colleague Ian and Attorney Bob Maslin. Those will be the next set of hearings on the 30th. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.